Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, on behalf of your Denver-based podcast crew, we appreciate you joining us for the Friendly Vibes.
Coming to you live from TSS, it's Top Shelf Studios, baby. Boy, oh boy, am I excited for this one. He's got a brand new special on YouTube called Bones of Steel. He's one of the funniest people and one of the kindest people I ever get to run into. And man, am I looking forward to getting to know more about his life today. Sam Ellefson is here. Thank you, Sam.
Hey, good to be here. Yeah, do you guys cue up like applause on that?
No, just, that's you heard it.
Just Chris in the back.
We just hope you're at an episode where there's a live producer. Sometimes it's just empty silence. We're finding out what the ChatGPT machine knows about you. You said you used this for some of your SEO work with the special, I think. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I was chatting because I don't know that much about algorithms, so it was helpful. I think there's a lot of very bad things about AI, but I try to find the good use cases.
Good on you, because that's tough.
Yeah. And it genuinely was helpful in like planning when to like put it out, working with title description, just chatting through like things that I don't know about how the internet works.
Yeah.
And it is the internet. So it was helpful in kind of putting things together. Right now, it's doing better than my last special as of like day-to-day comparison.
Nice.
But who knows? We're all in the hands of the algorithm right now.
And the previous special, remind me of the title.
Minnesotan Nice.
That was your first?
That was the first special I put out. It was like the first like 6 years of material.
Okay.
And I got to a point where I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I went to my hometown, booked a theater that was way too big. It was the high school auditorium in my
That's
hometown.
Epic.
Yeah.
Was that trippy? Was that a little trippy?
It was a little wild. We did a show there the year before to see like, oh, can we get enough people out to do this? And it was fantastic. The energy was great. And then we did it again, and I think we didn't wait long enough, or weren't able to capture that. That was my first time coming home to do comedy. So I was like, we should have just done it. Like, I don't know why we were, dancing around. We should have just done it, but it still turned out pretty well. This special, though, I feel like is like line for line funnier. The venue's super cool.
Where was this one shot?
This was shot at Bob's Java Jive in Tacoma, Washington.
Okay.
So it's
a cool spot to do comedy. Dude, like just seeing the like fact that you're in a giant coffee mug, like
yeah,
sick.
That's what it opens on. Yeah, if you go check it out, the opening is the coffee pot. They're doing like a bunch of construction on it. So like there's a weird paint job, but anytime something didn't go ideal, we'd be like, it just adds to the vibe of what we're doing.
Well, man, if I was gonna take one word to describe like, because specials, I don't know, as someone that's consumed so much comedy, I have trouble watching a special anymore because I'm constantly working in the room and stuff. And so the idea of sitting down and watching a special is not as appealing as it used to be to me.
Yeah.
But vibe is the word I would use to describe yours, because it is apparent throughout. You are the vibe of you, and your style is apparent throughout. Man, it was great. Who shot it and directed it?
My friend Josh Wiersma. He runs a little independent video production company called Autochrome Media out there.
Sick.
And he had some gear. He's got his connections out there, so we hired an awesome camera crew. And it's truly, there's nothing better than a good friend as an artist, because he is willing to like invest in things with me, where he's like, I'll cover camera rentals, like let's make this thing happen, I want to do this. And that's so rare, and it would take me so much longer to save up to do something like this if I didn't have a friend who believed in me like that. So
oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
So shout out to good friends out there.
Shout out to good friends, and Josh Wiersma in particular.
Last night I was at South, running the board like I typically am, and it was the first big time special that I was on the board for Michael Costa's recording.
Right. I saw that, yeah.
So I felt a lot of pressure to not make any big mistakes. Because I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, quick maths here on the cinema lenses. Like, how much money's in the room? Like, the tech, I'm like, these are the big boy toys, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, we filmed ours for probably less than $5,000.
Okay.
And I bet his was probably more like in the 20 to 50 grand range for production value.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Okay. Because I was wondering, I'm like, man, it's probably got to cost, you got 7 cameras and XYZ. It's like, man, this is $100,000 to produce this thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, in your camera, luckily where we are with camera quality, you can rent and buy cameras that are going to get you your 4K or higher for way less expensive. I mean, they're probably using still like cameras that are even more beyond that.
Right. I think they were running like FX9s with Canon cinema lenses, which is like,
And it's like, it's a nice touch, but what's nice is you don't need it today to put out a high quality special.
Yours looks great. What was it shot on?
Oh boy, Josh is gonna kill me. I know we used Canons,
Nice.
but I don't know the exact model that we used.
C100s, C200s.
Probably, probably. I mean, I just have an EOS R7 that I shoot with for like my sets, and that still gets 4K.
Yeah.
So these were obviously better than that, but he was talking like we had to light the space ourselves. We spent the whole day prior just trying to figure out how to, by ourselves, figure out how to make the space look good.
So you, him, anyone else like in the core team, or
no? It was just us. Just us hanging out. We had our audio guy who did like the in-house mix and then edited after. Manny, he was fantastic as well. So he came in and made sure that the audio was going to work out okay.
Sweet.
But Josh was saying like between the lights and the cameras, he's like 20 years ago, if we try to do this in this space in a dive bar, he's like $20,000. And you can do it for a fraction of the price now.
Wow, that's great. That's relief, dude.
Yeah, and so this is where I feel like the YouTube movement comes in, where I don't know if what I'm doing is right, like the right answer to be like, all right, I'm a nobody. Let me put this out to slowly build my following. But you can now. And there's still a chance, people in Denver have had things pop off and social media take them to the next level where now they're touring. And honestly, networks are like behind. Like, I don't know what Michael Costa who was doing it.
Yeah, I think like, I'm guessing it's one of those things where he's paying to do it. This is just my guess.
Yeah.
He's paying to do it, or his team is paying to make it happen, and then they're going to go shop it, which seems like what everybody does now. And then if nobody wants to buy it, you put it on YouTube and you say, well, the return is the ticket sales over the next 3 years.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, some people will go through like a production company in their YouTube channel, and sometimes that can be great. Sometimes it gives you way more views than you would have, but that's views on their channel. So now for you to get a subscriber, they have to go, not just click subscribe, they have to go to your channel and click subscribe. So the growth advantage for you is way less. You don't own the video. If I, in 20 years, let's say all of a sudden something happens where I'm huge and Netflix is like, what do you have? We want to put out whatever you've got, or Hulu or whatever. I can be like, well, I own this thing I shot like early in comedy. It's high quality 4K. Do you guys want it? You can sell it and you can shop it around because I own that video. So it's
so important to be positioning yourself in such a difficult industry to have any upward mobility to like make these important like linchpin decisions that hopefully you bet compound.
And I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's right. But I have, because of my friend and other things, I'm like, let's just give it a shot. We were talking about the setup, like the special you were helping at. I mean, how many people do they bring in? What was the crew, would you say?
I swear to goodness, they probably had 20 to 25 bodies.
So
minimum.
We were
they had a whole back section of the club that they called the Village or something. Can you come back to the Village?
Video Village.
Video Village.
Yeah.
And that's where they're like doing the production. They're doing the directing. They're watching all the camera angles. They're like, no, closer here. You're missing this head. This thing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like when you're talking Video Village. That's you're on. That's a film set. That's the same term they use for like blockbuster films.
It's true. That's so funny, bro. When you're on the Video Village.
And then my special, there's a mirror on the back wall, and we're like, there's one here and there's one there that's just like reflective, and we're like, we should probably try to cover this up. What should we do? And the staff member was just like, I got this picnic blanket, and if you watch the special, there's like I'll call it like Hawaiian or tropical like tarp almost, and we're like, all right, let's try. And we put it up, and we're like, this shouldn't work, but somehow this looks better. And that was just constant. Like, we had to take their karaoke monitor down, and we're like, oh, that looks horrible now, because there's just like dust and cords behind it. So we we're just like finding random crap. We put like a parrot up there. We put a straw hat.
So funny.
If you look close, there's a badger with a light bulb out of its head, and the light bulb is on.
so it's a real Where's Waldo of comedy specials.
Yes, yeah, you could go back and you could every time you watch find something different. My DP watched it and was like, "Did you notice the giraffe stage right?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "I had no idea. I had no idea there was a giraffe there."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of a giraffe there, I'm here, but I got to go flip these wings really quick. So we're going to quick pause. Have you heard the radio before? I know it's a stark. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No, you're good.
got to keep this chicken going for you.
Yeah, of course.
Heard the radio, AMs and the FMs.
Yeah.
Gonna kick us a break with our signature station identification. We'll be right back. You're listening to 91.1. Oh shit, was that another plane? We'll be right back. We're back. We're live. The wings are coming along just fine. And we're talking shit about my tell-all memoir after I finally retired from Comedy Works. No, most people are kind and great to work with.
Yeah, I definitely have had really, really good experiences, and it's usually fine, but sometimes you get someone you're like, especially when the more famous they are often, the more you're just like, oh, what? Like the don't meet your hero things. Sometimes you meet them and you're like, okay, this is genuinely great. They're awesome. They're kind to me. And sometimes you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to be them.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what I try to do is like, what's the lesson? What's my takeaway here of like, if I ever got to climb the ladder that high, what's my lesson to carry forward? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Because everyone's different and there's no path and it's the only art form I think that's like that, where you can try to take advice, but it might not be useful at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I try to take in everything and then you just discern what works for you. And then sometimes it's nice, like people hate, like comics, like, I hate when an audience member comes up and tries to give me a tag or write a joke, and I'm like, it's a little annoying, but I don't hate it, because I'm like, that's what you were thinking about. And they're almost always, their tag is gonna suck or whatever, but sometimes that's what you need to take a joke that's not ready or half-baked to being a full-baked joke, is someone being like, oh, this thing happened to me, or ever think about this? And you don't go that way.
Yep.
But it takes you a new way, because it like opens that neuron in your brain to be like, oh, I never thought about this, or I didn't realize people might be thinking about that joke this way.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I struggle with that because I don't see myself as this huge fucking man. I don't know if you like get asked about being tall all the time, because you're very tall too.
I'm tall, but I'm not so tall. Like people will comment on how tall I am sometimes, or
because people in public say things that they could. I'm trying to figure. This is the core thing of like my act that I'm trying to figure out for the long run. Of like, people say things to me in public that you can't say about any other qualifying human characteristic. Like, wow, you're tall. Like, you can't be like, wow, you're black. You know, like I'm trying to. There's whenever I find the way to explain that.
I think we can find some like, wow, your eyes are blue. Whoa, your hair's nice.
Interesting.
You know, commenting on a feature just excitedly. I don't know.
My God, you're fat. Like, no one goes like, whoa, how'd you get that fat?
But you're pulling out negative qualities, Sean. Are you subconsciously thinking that being tall is bad?
Brother, it is. Brother, it is. I can't. If I could walk from my bedroom to my kitchen sink and not decapitate or scalp myself, I'd say you're right, but you're not. and guess what? Here's a fun one I do sometimes. Find a young, small-looking woman in the audience, and I ask her, when's the last time you looked in the mirror? She's like, what the fuck? Today? I'm like, yeah, it's been years. Because they don't make mirrors for people my size, nor should they. So all I look at are,
we've got facts on the screen.
Standard American average door, 80 inches, 6'8". That is just enough to scalp me. Just scalp.
How tall are you?
6'8" and a bit. 6'8" enough to scalp.
See, and that 6'8", I didn't realize you were that tall. Like, I would have guessed like 6'6", 6'7". Sometimes when you're 6'2", you see someone taller and you're just like, they're taller. Yeah. Like, but I see it. Well, I don't know. There's a guy this tall. I mean, I went to the doctor and flat-footed. I think NBA, I'm like 6'7" and a bit. But like, then there was a 6'8" dude at the club this week, and I was taller than him by an inch or something. So I don't know how tall I am. And height is
fake. It's fake.
Height's subjective. That's the thing. It's subjective. Everybody uses the same thing, but it's impossible to nail down exactly how tall someone is, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it's yes.
My wife is 5'2".
Okay, so you
I found a short person,
in size.
and it's like It's funny because my family is all quite tall. My grandmother, when she's with my wife, comments on my wife's height constantly. Like, she treats her like she's this little, like, wood nymph. Like, oh my, she's 5'2". Like, it's not that short for a woman compared to me. Yes.
Right.
But it's funny, like, I took a hot bath to help with my hamstring injury before I run today. And
he's playing hurt today, folks. He's potting hurt today.
That's right. And my wife came in the bathroom and she looks at me in the tub and she's like, "Oh, sometimes being tall does suck, doesn't it?" Like, have you ever been able to take a bath?
Brother, what's a bath? Am I a king? What do I have, a fucking, like, the biggest bathtub on earth? No. Yeah,
when I'm to flood your bedroom.
When I'm a sultan, ask me about a bath then. Yeah, no. No, I think it's one of those weird things. And I grew up with a father figure, fake uncle in my life, Uncle Bill to me, and he was a 5'2" man. And so we go out to breakfast all the time and be out in the world, and seeing a teenager that's 6'7", 6'8", and then this 5'2" older man together, it's like, people commented and say, it's just weird to me. The size is so crucial to people's lens of the world.
Yeah, and I think it's like, okay, I have two takes on this. The one is people, like, height is a feature that people take in immediately, and I feel like a lot of it is evolutionary almost. I went to this really cool talk where someone was talking about subconscious bias. He's a blind dude, and he was talking about operating in the world and, like, identifying subconscious bias, and he's like, it's perfectly natural to see someone who's different than you, and that be like the first thing you key in on, and then also you oftentimes the next thing you do is you imagine yourself in their position when it's something that's different. And
so people are thinking it's nothing but flower and roses because they're imagining being this big and they're, like, flying through the sky dunking a basketball.
I think they're like, oh, he's tall. What would it be like to be that tall? And that's where they're like, do you have to duck? Do you, like, they ask questions? And I think it's because you immediately start to imagine yourself thinking how you would navigate in the world as that person.
That's fair. Okay, that makes sense.
And there's, like, pros and cons to that, and I won't get into a whole seminar that I went to, but for comedy, it's interesting, like, on social media, where sometimes your presence can be the thing that stops the scroll. I am not tall enough. I don't have any defining features. Like, look at my face. I look like every Norwegian man from Minnesota. People are constantly like, oh, you look just like my cousin. And they pull up and I'm like, kinda, dude. Kinda. Yeah. There's people like Sam Miller's a great comedian based out of the Northwest.
Sam Miller's awesome, dude.
Well, when I started, I was his opener for a long time.
That's so cool. I really like Sam Miller. I like Sam Miller, especially. Quick aside, the way he writes long form, like, voice into his social media posts, that inspires me to try to write long form voice into my social media posts.
It's crazy. I think it's difficult for anyone else to do it and replicate because he is so unique as an individual. Sam Miller Storytime.
Please.
I went on a road trip with him to the Tri-Cities from Washington.
Do you know who this dude is? Because you need to look up a picture of this dude to know who we're talking about.
Pull up Sam Miller.
Because, you got to see this guy's face to really get this story worth, This guy's awesome looking.
He's so kind. One of the best people I've ever worked with. And we're driving to the Tri-Cities, and he's the kind of guy where he's like, hey, man, it's like a 3.5-hour drive. Let's leave like 6 hours early so we can stop. And I'm like, okay. So we're going over a mountain pass, and he pulls over on the pass, and he's like, let's enjoy this view. So we get out, and we're just taking the view, shooting the shit, and then he goes, oh, where are my keys? He lost the car keys. So we are, like, on a gravel pullout going around trying to find the car keys. And I was just talking about this. He forgot that happened completely. We find the keys, luckily. We keep going. We stop several times, and one of them, there's a meat swap. And
dude, I bet this guy messes with a meat swap.
We pull up in a meat swap. He bought a boar's head. He bought a $100 boar's head at the meat swap, and I think he carried it around, but I swear at one point he's like, can you hold my boar's head while I do? And I was like, what are you doing, dude? And he's like, that is a great value for a boar's head. And I was talking about it later, and he's like, sure enough, man, I traded that for like a $500 tattoo. He traded This is how differently Sam Miller operates in the world. He purchased a boar's head
Genius.
to trade for a tattoo.
Genius.
And on the way home,
You're playing 3D chess. He's playing 5D chess.
on the way home, it's late at night. Like, we've got the windows down to keep us alert. And he stops to get an energy drink and he's hungry. And this is what he always brings up from this road trip is he bought a Red Bull and gas station hard-boiled eggs and ate them together. We were not driving with the windows down to keep us awake after that. There was
There's got to be did you come up with a name for what that is? Like, you know,
the combination?
Speedball? Like, there needs to be a name for Red Bull and gas station hard-boiled eggs.
What would that be? Like, eggs?
Trucker's last meal?
Truckers?
I mean, I don't know.
More like a suicide trucker squad or something.
Yeah. Like,
Trying to think of something with, like, huevos maniacos. I don't know. But he's got some pictures up, and these I don't think fully do him justice. He has a tattoo that is like was his opener for a long time that says "Let's Dance," and he's like, "If you think you have drugs and alcohol, look at your stomach tattoo." And like, what does it say? And he is someone who he's very, very funny, and his presence on social media. If I'm scrolling, I'm stopping. I just saw a dude. He was opening for someone. And
okay, real quick. ChatGPT recommends the Road Dog Breakfast Truck Stop Royale. That's not bad.
The gas station Benedict. I almost said something similar to that.
Shell Station Special.
RedBullRunny.
RedBullRunny is funny. 6 a.m. felony. Pre-probation brunch is a good one. Okay, well.
Heart attack Happy Meal. Don't love it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I read that one. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. Blue collar rocket fuel. Oh man, no, that's road stories are the best, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, Sam Miller. What a guy.
What a dude.
Where I was going with that, there was the social media stop, and there was some dude who. A friend was telling me about somebody who headlined Comedy Works, and their opener was a super tall guy. And I looked him up, and he's like super tall and thin. He has like a specific condition. And I was like, another thing where like you're scrolling and you see someone who just looks different than what you normally would see every day, and your brain goes, wait, whoa, what's going on? And you like pauses. And I think some of it is like what we're talking about with seeing somebody. Some of it's putting yourself in their shoes. It's just like our brains are hardwired to be like bad people.
Interesting.
They're hardwired to be like, something's different about that person. I need to figure out what it is.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah. And I'm trying to find the funny at that because it's like, I don't see myself as that. Maybe I'd be better off if I did, but.
Well, and I feel like how long have you been like doing comedy, like stand up?
I started in college. I was a door guy at Penguins in Cedar Rapids, and I started doing it then. Okay. And then there's a pretty decent gap where I was having really bad back problems, and I couldn't do stand up because I couldn't stand up.
Yeah.
It's like country for like an 80-year-old man. It's pretty bad. So like I would say like I'm like a 2-year comic, but I've been doing it for like 6 or something.
Okay. Well, you're talking about like the 5 minutes that you want to burn, and I feel like when you're working through the initial jokes that you're writing, it's a lot the way that it's a little more heavy-handed, like about your appearance, like the stuff that I used to open with. My opening joke in Minnesota Nice is like I grew up in Minnesota and nobody told me that I have resting douche face. Like, how could you just send me out in the world without able to make any friends outside of a frat house is kind of the idea of the joke. I actually don't remember how it goes anymore because I was so quick to be done with that joke. But it was like one of the first things that really started working was like calling out something about who you are. And maybe once you film, like you're talking about, maybe film 5 minutes earlier, off the record. And if you film that, then it might be easier for you to like look at the height stuff a different way, or like incorporate and move past some of that stuff rather than being like, this is what I'm doing as I'm a tall guy. It becomes like I'm doing a bunch of jokes and some of them involve the fact that I'm a tall person.
For sure. Yeah. And it's almost like I'd love to do none of the tall jokes, but it's like there's this. I have to do it, otherwise the crowd's uncomfortable with the fact that I'm not doing anything about the fact that this person's 3 standard deviations. There's like 2,000 of him in America, and like he's standing in front of me. So if I don't address it, it's a problem for their minds. I think like
well, and maybe eventually it won't be.
Yeah, hopefully.
And you can incorporate that in different ways.
Recently, people have been like, all my life, people are like, how tall are you? And recently I go, too tall.
Mm-hmm.
I go, too tall, intolerable, INTALLERABLE. And I spell out the name of my show
What's
for
that's
them.
your Instagram handle? Like, you got tall on your
It's
Instagram
my brand,
handle.
bro. Intolerable.
It is crazy. RedBull and Eggs, bro, the comedian brand name, one of them's the 5-minute set.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would, Why is a
What's
great
going
question.
on? Ask ChatGPT why. Ask. Yeah, I feel like being tall is always going to be a part of what you're doing on stage because it's like you're saying, like it'd be
It's
weird
so extreme,
not to
yeah.
address it. And it is part of who you are. It's part of your experience operating in this world. It's like everybody
red
is
face,
talking to
big
you.
red face.
So it's like it's unavoidable that it's not going to come up, but I think eventually that you will get to a point where you can do 5 minutes that don't address it at all, and it's just going to be because you found fully your writing and who you are, and you don't need to do that sort of stuff. You can just go up and do it.
Shit, I could.
You sure you're not AI, bud?
Bro, I could not do what?
It's just like pretty much pulling from your head.
What
Yeah, well,
newer
it's 'cause
comics
it's
get
got-
booked for?
It's got my.
Dude, this is what I'm gonna tell. Anytime a younger comedian is like, a new comedian, anytime someone's like, "You should, do you have any advice for me?" I'm gonna be like, Red Bull and a hard-boiled egg right before your set. It's nutrition, it's fuel. You just need to make it through the set.
Bro, I can't let these robots win, man. It's so bad. It's so hacky and bad.
Oh, I was mad. I was Googling to find like a word for something, and it wasn't giving me what I needed. So I was like, all right, I'll go to Gemini or whatever to explain what I'm trying to get. And then it said something about the tag I was working on, and I was like, did you just give me an idea? Like, it wasn't the joke that it ended up being, but what it said. I was like, oh, I could take that and do this with it. And I was like, I hate that AI just helped me write a tag for a joke.
Okay, so here's my positive spin on it.
Uh-huh.
It's good for scaffolding. You can use it well for scaffolding. Like way back when the ChatGPT stuff was just coming out, I was on the forefront of trying to like learn about it and whatnot, and tell my other techie friends about it. And I wanted to write episode descriptions because it was really cumbersome to write the long copy. And so I tried to train the AI to write like me. And I did it for, I think, 1 or 2 episodes that I published out what had, written as me. And then I had to step back and ask, like, like, you're directly working at odds with the thing you're trying to do, which is get better at writing and developing a voice.
Yes, yeah.
So by passing off this hour that it takes to write this copy, you're robbing yourself of all of the compounded growth that hour gives you.
Yeah.
So for a scaffolding perspective, if I was like, I've got 3 potential episode names and I wanted to ask it about SEO and then ignore whatever the fuck it tells me, then maybe I'll do that. But.
Yeah. I feel like it's, for human beings, it's better served if you write it and you send it to AI and say, these are my goals. What should I change? And then you can decide based on that, but it might make you think about something that you didn't, and it might make you a better writer because you're having someone give you critique without having to pay for like a mentor or a review service. I feel
no one's got friends anymore, right?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I haven't done this, but I mean, if, like I was saying earlier, if an audience member who doesn't know anything about comedy coming up and saying something about a joke could open a neural pathway to writing something better, I suppose if I put a joke into ChatGPT or AI or whatever and said, what else could I say? What are tags? What are different angles? It's possible it could lead me down writing a joke. There have been times where like I'll sometimes use it for writing like video captions, and where it'll like try to riff on the video basically, and I'm uncomfortable with how close it gets to being funny.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering, because I was recently thinking about feeding it a reel and asking it to come up with a funny like 125 whatever character. And did it work for you? Or?
It will make attempts. Like, it's like an open micer. And I don't know where it pulls from. I don't know.
I'm like an open micer.
It makes an attempt, and there are stuff where you're like, oh, God, I hate that you are saying things that like could get a laugh potentially. I don't think anything it says where I'm like, oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
but where I'm like, that was a joke. Like, you wrote a joke. It will be like, if you want a funnier angle, try this. And I'm like, you're right. That is funnier than what you said before.
Yeah, there's like a weird, I've been trying to make this bit about this work, but like this dystopian AI, and I'll just burn it here because no one will fucking care. Like this dystopian AI future that we're promised, like it only ends in one thing, which is what can't the robot AIs do? They can't be bigoted. They can't be. So you're going to have some old lady pull up to a bank, give the ID. Okay, ma'am, I see your ID here. I see your passport. You know, these AIs are taking over. We got to do a third factor of identification. I'm going to have you say the F word for me, Miss Peggy Sue. And this poor old woman in the drive-thru is going to be like, what? I could possibly that, ma'am, I'm sorry. I just, if I have to give you your funds, I have to do this third factor identification. She'll be like, well, I guess. Fuck. Nice try, ma'am. People come through all day thinking that's the F word that we're looking for. One last chance, ma'am. One last chance. If you want your money, I'm going to have you say the N word. That's where this heads, man. Is an old lady, a poor old white lady having to say the N word in a bank drive-thru to get her money out.
You think? Well,
because the AI can't do that.
See, but this is the thing. So the AI, like, you can train it to be racist.
Because there'll always be this sociologist graduate degree line of code in the AI. There will always be this until you show me an AI that pulls this sociologist graduate degree line of code out. They don't do it. They've built it in.
So built it in, but could someone build an AI or train a model that is racist? Yes. I'm not saying the publicly available ones would do it, but you can't tell me that, okay, here we're going to get all PC woke. The injustice that is structurally built into our systems and country, right? That the people who also want to keep those in place wouldn't try to incorporate those into an AI model that would be so ingrained into society. You know what I'm saying?
Why wouldn't they want the AI? Hang on. So I agree. Totally agree. Why wouldn't the techno-oligarchs already be feeding us things into our algorithms and feed to make us more violent? Or are they? Oh, they are. They are. So hang on. So they're doing it. Why won't this tell me why black people are worse than me?
So I believe
because wouldn't that rile me up and make me want to go, like if the techno-oligarchs want violence and want horribleness, like it should be able to, but that's what it can't do.
I think it's so complex, like what you're saying. And also like,
wait, one final point.
Yeah.
I think the reason it can't is because they need this to get mass adoption, kind of like how the dollar went off the gold standard and you have to have all these other financial backing things come in to drive a demand for this thing that wasn't backed by anything anymore.
Yeah.
So I think we need mass adoption of this in every person's device, in every single thing on Earth, so it can be a tracking tool for the techno-oligarchs. And then when that's at that stage, finally maybe that we can open up for the...
This is what I'm saying. Is I think that once it's fully like in place, like it's like, all right, AI, just like how social media, I would say, is now. Mm-hmm. Social media, the whole point is to spike and give you a reaction, which is why right now you have your Austin comedians. You've got these really like Kill Tony style stuff that's very provocative. Either you're like, yeah, that was horrible and I agree with you, or that was horrible and I'm mad at you, because that's the reaction. Social media wants you constantly in fight or flight because that's what keeps you engaged, and it gives you the chemicals that make you want to stay on it. And it's also why you feel so horrible after you've scrolled for an hour. And that it's bad for comedy in that sense, because like my bit about Settlers of Catan I just put out is not going to get the same traction as a comedian who's doing a bit about the N-word. And I was just frustrated. I put out a Settler Catan bit. The metrics were amazing.
And you can't shoehorn the N-word into that?
I mean,
sorry if I had to.
If a racist tries hard enough, anything's possible.
But I'm not that man.
But the measure, like, it had like a 70% watch at 3 seconds. The average view duration was pretty solid. It had a like 33% skip rate, which is solidly low. And it started to show it to people, and I was like, oh, I might go viral here. And then it just stopped. And I was like, why? And I actually asked ChatGPT, I was like, why did it stop? And it was like, well, because it has to be shareable. Like, it has to be something that people are like really interacting with, like getting beyond that, like, oh, I've watched it and I've enjoyed it, maybe I've liked it. Like, it needs to be comments. It needs to be, I'm sending this to a friend. And
you're so right. I mean, I just had my first reel get over 100K, and it was
nice.
Russell, and it was Russell talking about committing heresy at Bible study. And the reason that it got 100K views and 10,000 likes is because there's Christians fighting in the comments about heresy and sacrilege and true believers and who's read the book and this kind of stuff.
And people then commenting and being like, or sending it to people being like, this is how I feel, or this guy's stupid. Like, and they're sending it to the guys from Bible camp. They're sending it to, if they're in the church, maybe they're sending people in the church. If they're out of the church, they're sending it to their friends who are out of the church.
Right.
And the Settlers of Catan, I think it has potential for like people to share around, but it has to get in front of the right people, and it's so niche. It's way more niche than heresy at Christian camp.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I find myself driving myself crazy if I dig into any like of that kind of stuff of like analytic. I don't know. I mean, I understand it is part of the thing, but maybe just to keep myself sane and to keep the show going, I think we would have been done long before now if I was like worried about viewer duration into the episode or like metric, you know, like if that was the reason I'm doing the thing, I'd be done by now. And it is different obviously because we're talking about stand-up clips and getting your name out there to be able to book shows and sell shows. It's a completely different thing we're talking about, but you know, I guess the only point of encouragement I would give you is you're a very talented, great comic and very far on the path, but the path is so freaking long, man. Like, and talking to people that have done it 30 years to 3 years, it's like, holy heck, is this a long path? And man, like, forget what the AI says about it, man. Like, you're great. Like, you're gonna be like somewhere if you keep at this thing, regardless of viewer retention rates or whatever else, man. Like, Settlers of Catan, like, you're gonna get the longest road.
Hey, good time. And also to clarify to the listening audience, AI only had good things to say about me. You know, thank you for saying all of that. It's tough. I'm trying to. I hate the social media component. I've never been a big social media guy. I didn't get Instagram until I was in college. And my wife was like, "You're probably gonna have this if you're gonna do stand-up comedy." And I was like, "All right, whatever." And I'm not, because of that, I'm inherently not that good at it. And so I'm trying to learn. Ray Lau, great up-and-coming comedian. If you haven't seen him, his Beans joke is legendary. And I was talking with him, and he was saying, like, dude, you got to figure out what posting frequency you can do and stick to it and just do it. And he said, if you do that, and the only reason I start to look at metrics and all this stuff now is he's like, if you do that and you try to improve at editing for social media, then he's like, you're going to find some success. He's like, I don't know what it's going to be, but you're going to find some success. And he has had success, so I'm listening to him. That's what I think at least my next year is going to be, is just being like, all right, if Ray said this is going to work, he's been successful, that's what I'm going to do. And he kind of differentiated between influencers as well and stand-up comedians, where he's like, a platform will tell you, or like the internet will tell you on Instagram, 3 to 5 reels a week. And he's like, that's true of people like being like, oh, wow, my wife did this thing, or whatever, like couple content or whatever, like quick talking to the video. But he's like, this is like an art form you're putting on the internet. It's different. So this is Ray Lau, not me. So if you're upset about this, don't blame me, blame Ray. But this is what he's told me, and I trust him.
Don't blame Ray either, because he seems nice. So
Ray is incredibly kind.
Just keep yourself about.
Yeah. No, Ray is incredibly kind, and he's blown up right now, and he deserves it. His stuff is so good. And hopefully
that's awesome to see people that you like are excited to cheer on getting their flowers.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
It's not a zero. We talked about this in the last episode, but like people that view it as like a zero-sum thing. What's your perspective on that?
It's so dumb. I think on a local level, you can see people like feeling competitive. We're like, oh, if that guy's getting that spots, and we're in a similar place. We bring a similar thing to the show where you're like, if that guy's getting that, I'm not getting that. You can see a little bit of justification, but even if it's true, even if it wasn't a zero-sum game, what good does it do to like sit and be like, that guy, what? He's doing well. She's doing well. What does that do for you? How does that help you as an artist? How does that help you as a performer? So I get stuck. I used to get so stuck in that, where you're so jaded about what other people are getting, even though you feel like you're better than them or whatever. The only thing you can do is go within yourself and work on getting better. And yes, let people inspire you. Like, I'll have people where I'm like, that person's good. Let me see if I can get as good as them. Let me see if I can try to get to their level or get past where they're at. Not because I want them to fail, but because I want it to motivate me to get better.
Yes.
So that's my perspective, is you need to go within yourself. You need to get better. That's the only way you're going to get anywhere. And if someone's getting more opportunities than you and you are maybe funnier than they are, well, the only thing that's going to fix that is for you to get better. Like, that's it. You have to get so funny that you're undeniable, that people are like, yeah. Like, if you're starting out and you are doing 10 minutes, you feel like it's okay, and you're not getting booked, and you're like, oh, nobody's booking me. It's because your 10 minutes isn't as good as you think it is.
Amen.
If you can show up to the show and every single time crush with that 10 minutes, that's when you start to get the 10-minute spots.
That's the first step, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
if you're giving advice to an open micer, that's what you tell them, is like, get 10 minutes, get booked on shows, and get that to where it's crushing every single time, no matter what the crowd, no matter what the room, and then you've got, the starter. That's the entry level Pokemon.
Yeah, that's yes. I'm so glad you brought up Pokemon. I was thinking about it the other day, dude. This you
going Bulbusar or?
Am I what?
Are you going Bulbusar? What's your start?
No, dude. I was just thinking about what maniac goes Bulbusar. What maniac?
That's why
it's like Venusaur is what I want. Like, what? Nobody's. I want a big old frog. No, between a dragon and a turtle with cannons, you're going with the toad?
Fuck no.
No, dude. I love frogs as a kid. I'm still Team Charmander, dude.
Yeah.
I saw this teenage girl walking around. The Squishmallows are so huge, with a Charmander Squishmallow, and I turned to my wife and I'm like, every once in a while I see something that I know would have brought me maximum joy as a child, and I want it now, even though it would bring me diminishing returns on that joy.
Right.
Like, I would have it for a little bit and be like, I should give this to some kid. Like,
let me do the shout out before I forget. I went to a basketball game with Sam, who's a producer on the show, and they were throwing the t-shirts, and he used his long ass arm to catch it over someone, and then he gave it to the girl in front of us, this little kid, and she was so hyped, and just seeing like those little things, like, man, if humanity could push into those moments more, we'd be better off.
I'm from Minnesota, so I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the atrocities happening in the Twin Cities, and I have family there.
Brother, I wanted very badly to try to avoid, making you do that. So you are welcome to do it. Can we? Perhaps this is a good topic for the after hours.
Yeah, let's pause it.
We can talk about it through the eating if you like, but we're gonna get these wings. Plenty of space. I don't want to constrain you whatsoever to talking about it.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too much in the nitty gritty, but I just want to talk up my state. I just want to give props to the people that are there. So that's
props to people that are here. Props to these wings. If you want to support the show, like, props to, give some props here, we would love it. We like to keep the show ad free so that people like Sam can come on and talk about what's happening in his state, and what's happening in the world around us. And the only way we do that is with supporters like you. So if you want to join us for the eating, head over to patreon.com/intolerable, and you can see and hear us eat these beautiful chicken wings. We will be right back. Don't pick Bulbusar. We're back. We're live. It's the After Hours show, and our bellies are full of chicken.
Yeah, they are.
It's time for a wing review. What did you think of the signature top shelf smoked chicken wings, Sam Ellefson?
They were so good. The dry rub, and I had some of the barbecue sauce in combination, had just like the perfect little zing to it. The meat was cooked to perfection. The outside had a nice... there was like a variance too, between some had more char and some had a little less char. So you felt like there was some variety even within eating the same kind of wing. It was super good.
Hell yeah, dude.
It was super good.
Do you want to give a score on like out of 10 or anything? You don't have to if that's a stressor as well.
No. I can do this. But
you're just so kind. I don't want to have to make you,
No. let me say, for having made it in your home, I would give those a 10. If I'm like comparing it to like something you can get at a restaurant, like where you're like, oh, I'm going to a barbecue place, I would still rank it probably around like an 8.
Okay, that's
like
great.
if I was going out to eat and I got those wings, I'd be like, these are really good wings.
You paid for the wings.
I paid for the wings. These are really solid.
Okay, hell yeah. Well, that's sweet. Thank you, brother. Well, it's a joy to break bread with you and in this after hours portion. And if you want to join us Patreon, we talked about what's going on in the world. We tried to be really real and just have a nice hang, breaking bread, quite literally, eating chicken wings together. So come join us, patreon.com/IntolerantBull if you want to see the full extended cut of that. But just want to give you some space because we're living in these crazy times. You are a representative, proud Minnesotan, and what's happening in your great state. This will be a few weeks in the past, so we don't even know where we're headed now. It's a tough conversation to have, but I just want to give the space to you to put your heart out there for what's happening.
Yeah, I appreciate that. If you want to hear us really get into stuff, check out the Patreon. But I think that I just want people to know that Minnesotans, specifically people in the Twin Cities, are hurting. They're sad. They're full of grief. And like we talk about in the Patreon, they cannot put down their phone. They cannot pretend like what's happening isn't happening because they cannot go about their day without seeing federal agents, without, their schooling being affected, schools being shut down, kids being pulled from classes out of fear of whether they're a citizen or not, being stereotyped and targeted. There's a lot of really, really bad things happening. And
can I ask you to give some context for maybe like a layperson that like maybe they're not, reading the newspaper every day and trying, maybe they don't live, what's happening and what is life like for Minnesotans right now?
I'm trying to not get too into the nitty gritty and stay with what I'm actually informed on, but
just when I want to ask because when you talk about the presence and the impacting of the livelihoods of people, like it seems to me just crazy that more people aren't aware.
To be fair, I am not actually there. So from the accounts that I'm reading, it's literally like there are cars that have had windows smashed in that are abandoned because the people were stripped out and deported. There are vacant homes. There are people whose neighbors disappeared. They have no idea what happened. People who are U.S. citizens who are detained and released. There are specific crews volunteering outside of the detention centers because they release them in whatever clothes they took them in, whether it's a t-shirt and shorts in negative 10-degree weather. They do not return their cell phone. They do not return their ID. They do not have them. So they are sent out of the detention center by themselves with nothing. And the community members are there picking them up and taking them where they need to go.
Oh my God.
There are people who are doing grocery runs for families who feel like they may be targeted. There have been preschoolers who have been taken out of their preschool. The ICE showed up at the preschool and took kids that they believe to be undocumented. There have been raids at high schools and elementary schools. High schoolers they deployed gas against high schoolers who were trying to stop ICE members from taking their classmates. People are being followed. People are being harassed. Police officers, even who are off duty, are being targeted, especially if they're a non-white appearing individual. From everything I can tell, it is absolute hell. And the only thing keeping people going is their community. So in honor of Minnesotans, if you're listening, I don't know what's happened there, but look out for your neighbors. Think about how you can get plugged into your community in a way that's going to help people who may already be dealing with some of this stuff. And try to appeal to your own humanity when you're looking at these things. Do not trust what the federal government is telling you. They are lying about so much. And please if you're religious, pray, do whatever to send the good energy and money, that's always good, and money to the things that are happening in Minnesota. Look at the local news sources, get invested in what's going on to the level that you can. And like I said on the Patreon, think about how, if this would happen in your community, how you might want to participate. Because if this keeps happening, and in more places, we need to figure out what our response is going to be and what kind of person you want to be in the face of all this.
Yeah, we were having a really tough philosophical back and forth and kind of argument about cowardice and our place in where we have to take a stand against what we believe and what we want to be as Americans and the ideals that this country was founded on and how we keep that alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I don't want us to fucking have to linger on the rough and bad stuff. You know, in this after hours segment, we can talk about literally whatever. And I can take us in some bad directions sometimes. So I might want to let you maybe lead us somewhere.
What this reminds me of is, are you guys fans of Tim Robinson?
Oh, yes. You want me to leave?
The bit where they do the tour at night where they can swear.
Oh, God.
We can say whatever we want. That's what this feels like now.
Right. Exactly. There you go. Yeah, exactly. No, but I don't want to take us down a bad road. We talked a lot about the special and comedy in the first part.
Yeah.
Any other like maybe road stories or adventures from your life? Things that get you excited for life and other outside of comedy, you know, are you someone that travels? You like the outdoors?
Yeah, I would say travel.
You're running a marathon.
I'm running a marathon.
Jared Chandler and Stretch Yourself probably already got full into this, so I don't want to step on toes there.
We talk about it a little bit there, but I wouldn't say I'm a marathon person. I'm getting more into running after this. So I tweaked my hamstring playing volleyball. I played a game of volleyball after running further than I ever have in my entire life. May have not been the wisest thing to do.
How far did you run?
I ran 18 before that.
Whoa.
And I'm supposed to run 20 next weekend. It's going to be warmer. But I tweaked my hamstring, so I've been like doing like rehab stuff. And I'm supposed to do like a 6-mile endurance test run this afternoon, so hopefully that goes well. But yeah, running has been like a good stress reliever for me too.
Did you run growing up, or you like cross country?
I played like soccer.
Okay.
So like running was involved in the activities I was doing, but it wasn't the goal and only thing. And I've learned to appreciate
it's
it.
Soccer. I mean, come on.
Oh, we're gonna get into this.
Running,
okay,
brother.
all right. Which, by the way,
did you play goalie? You're a runner.
I was a midfielder.
Yeah. Whoa, big time runner. This guy.
Defensive midfielder.
Sorry, you played cross country with extra steps.
And physical contact, slide tackling.
And you got concussed.
Teamwork.
Do you ever knock heads with someone, dude? Oh, that's brutal.
Knocking heads sucks. I was a lot taller than everybody, so usually
you're above. You're in the clouds.
Yeah, and our team wasn't very good, so we weren't really good at, especially in the box, getting headers going. But I would constantly get called for fouls because I was so much larger than everybody else who was playing. So they would come to challenge me, and then I would just be bigger than them, and then I would get a foul called on me.
Hey man, you don't have to tell me about getting fouled in the box. After our show joke. We can say whatever we want.
But I played soccer. I've gotten really into volleyball. There's a crew of there's some comedians who do it and some other people that are like just friends with the people who organize the league.
Who's the squad? Who's on your squad?
There's Aaron Rose is our captain.
Nice.
And then it kind of changes a little bit, but there's a few other people like Logan Burkholtz is really good at volleyball.
Is she the libero?
Logan Burkholtz?
No,
the man.
No.
We play. It's rec, so there's no libero. We just rotate through.
But the libero is the most badass person. Like, right? I mean, that's how it works, pretty much. Like, rules and bullshit aside, the libero is the one that keeps it down.
Very talented volleyball player who is not gifted in the area of height, usually.
They're keeping it down.
They're holding down the back row for sure. The libero is the person who's good, but if they're in the front row, your team will lose.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. A little bear. Hey, bro, go to the back.
Yeah, dig all those stuff. Pass it nice. Set it up for the people who get to have fun.
Nice. So can you get up? You can get up then. You got some
decently enough. Yeah. I can hit pretty well. And I just blocking somebody like just feels so good. Or when there's a ball up at the net and you can come up and just slam it. Oh, it's a good feeling.
Oof, Maron.
I mean, I hurt my hamstring, but it's a sport like as you age. Yeah, I mean it was a lunge.
Okay.
And my glute engaged hard, and my leg kept going, and my hamstring stretched. Because it was too tired from the run.
Did you hear a pop?
I didn't hear a pop.
Thank
I felt I could feel it like, ooh, but it was just a grade 1. It's not bad. I continued to play. At one point, I turned to one of the teammates and was like, oh, my hamstring is barking at me. But I kept playing and hitting. I kept jump surfing. So, like, it obviously wasn't too bad, but a lot of the time the injuries, especially if there's like nerve stuff that got irritated, it's like a couple days later that it really starts. And that's what happened to me, where 2 days later I was like, oh no, this is not normal. But luckily it happened a month before the marathon. So I still get to do something really stupid in a month that
Dang.
I surely will regret many times.
So 22 miles in, if you blow it out, you're finishing. That's the kind of guy you are for sure.
If I can. Yeah, I mean,
you're doing like, I'm like, yeah.
I think if I got to mile 22,
yeah,
I'm gonna hobble my way across the line, because it's like, I'm never gonna do this again.
Yeah.
I don't have any other athletic goals after this. Other than my volleyball playoffs, which I can't be in the regular season anymore because I'm not risking the marathon. So I get back from the marathon the next weekend, playoffs start.
Oh, that's big.
So, you know, there's a giant boot on the line through Volo Sports. Sort of a big deal.
Yeah, Volo's a huge deal.
I had to take a season off, and the team won the championship that year. So maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I suck at volleyball. I'm over being like, I can hit real good. I'm tall. I block people. I might be the problem. Otherwise, I do really enjoy travel. It was.
You don't like dribbling the ball?
Well, if I can get away with it. It's fun because I am a very mediocre basketball player, but when I play with comedians or people who haven't played before,
you're so good.
I look really good.
Yeah, bro, let me tell you, in the comedians do basketball comedy charity game this year, they told me right before the game started that they were keeping the rims at 9 feet, and I'm like, you just made me Yao Ming. Like, you just literally brought me to Yao Ming status.
Yeah,
like it can be bad, and I'm still Yao Ming now.
Yeah. It sucked because you couldn't shoot. Like like free throws, you'd be like, oh my gosh, 9 foot free throws with a 27.5 basketball or 28.5, whatever the women's size is. Yeah, but.
Sure.
I outside of basketball, I also enjoy traveling. I was going to say it was our goal to go to Europe before we were 30.
Okay.
And we've been 3 times now. So I'm really proud of that. We did.
That's epically hilarious to me that you're proud of that.
I'm very proud of it, that we managed to make it happen. I mean, that's saving. That's working hard.
Yeah, brother.
But yeah, we did.
I mean, you're not going to be there forever, maybe. Who knows? Camera cut out.
Yeah, boom, done. That's the show.
I'm glad. See, I just touched the edge of the line. The camera said, nope, that's too far. No jokes about Europe not being a place.
I have jokes about French people because after going to France and being like, it wasn't as bad as people thought. We were in the off season, so they weren't as annoyed by tourists at that point.
Right.
But then we went to Switzerland and we were like, oh my God, French people are jerks. The Swiss were so like kind, and it's so easy to get around Switzerland. The trains are perfectly on time. Always, everything just
like
makes sense. Seriously, like their watches. They probably time their watches to the trains.
Oh, there it is. That's
seriously,
how they got them so good. Yeah. I went on May term in college. I was so psyched to go on this European May term, and it got offered. We were gonna go to Paris and see Notre Dame, and Notre Dame burned down 2 weeks before we went. It was bad timing.
It was still being rebuilt when we went,
but it's cool because there's a chapel right near it that's even better. Like I mean, I've never seen Notre Dame, so I know
what you're talking about.
It's got the
the stained glass.
Yeah, really high, 27 feet tall, like stained glass above every book of the Bible, like depicted. It's really fascinating. You can listen to the audio and they describe frame by frame. It's like reading a comic book in stained glass. It's like, holy heck, we used to do cool things as humans.
I was very into French history when we were going, so I was like, listen to this. I started a podcast where I was like, I want to learn about French history. I want to learn more. And I started the podcast thinking it would be like, in depth, but not crazy. And it starts like the year is 10,000 BC. It's describing the tundra that was France in the Ice Age.
Can we still find this? Does this
probably. I mean, I think it's like the French history podcast. I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And he starts with like cavemen. And I was like, oh, man.
Oh, sorry. I thought you... No, I'm sorry. My brain's... I thought you said you started a podcast. And I'm thinking about you
listening to
by
a podcast.
yourself. Behind him, I go, it's 10,000 years. And that's what I'm imagining.
This is the history of France according to Sam Ellefson.
That's what you thought, too?
What is wrong with my tone?
This is an oddly niche podcast.
See, this is why some of that stuff has to be behind the Patreon wall. Go check out the Patreon wall. See if I...
See, I was cheering you on because I was like, that's cool. I'm like, do it.
No, but this dude, it was so dry. Like, it took, 10 episodes just to, get to the Romans.
Okay.
And I never even made it to Napoleon. I think we cut out. I stopped listening during one of the... Oh, man, I'm trying to remember which dynasty it was. But it was one of the early kings. But all this to go back to that church... I can't remember who it is, but do you remember the dude there was a dude right outside the church with the big stained glass windows who was stabbed right there.
Okay, look up dude stabbed outside French church. I don't know if he was
big
French.
Stained glass windows.
Big stained glass windows. I'm trying to remember the name of it. So search French church stained glass windows first. Find the name of the church, and then from there we can work back to the man stabbed.
You have faith in ChatGPT? But so many people died, right around Notre Dame, that whole area, the little island where the that church is on.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had faith. I was wrong.
That's not what we want, Chris. You screwed up. Wait, scroll down. It's the no, not that one.
Venice Basilica.
Look up
just go
Paris
to Google.
Instead of France, say Paris.
Paris. Church stained glass windows.
Giant stained glass windows.
We're gonna find this.
We're gonna get it.
It's so sick.
I want to say that.
Yeah, this is it.
Sainte-Chapelle.
Sainte-Chapelle. Yep. In the island of city in central Paris, right? That's what that isle they see.
That isle, yeah.
I can't even pronounce that. When you throw in things over the... I'm gone.
Yeah, now we got to get who was killed.
Okay, so now go... Who got stabbed there? Who's chilled there? Who'd they put on ice?
Oh, dude, I tell you what. Me and my wife, it was freezing. We went in February.
This should work. We'll find it. We're finding it. Oh my goodness. No verified reporter.
Shut up. No, there was a... maybe... It's that aisle. So it may not be the...
Yeah, the aisle. Copy that aisle. They cheat on that last...
Sorry, where?
Second to last paragraph. There you go.
Yeah.
Copy that over. He doesn't like working on Mac. He's a Windows guy. No,
they're too cold.
They're cold. Hollow bones, Chris. Okay. Stabbing. Just search stabbing. Well, almost.
Didn't even spell stabbing right. Just one B.
No confirmed.
No, this was a historical... I had to pull up.
It was historical.
It happened? It was historically stabbing? Someone got stabbed historically?
Famous...
Oh.
Historical person.
Oh. Or it was a historical person. A person through history.
Wait, what is it? The Sainte-Chapelle?
Yeah, Sainte-Chapelle. Was a famous person through history killed outside this church? No one knows how to
the Duke of Arnhem.
There it is.
There you
go. Duke of...
maybe I'm thinking of... well, no, these are...
Is it a different church?
I'm so mad. There was a guy...
Why won't they finish that church in Spain? That looks so cool. Why can't I find this? There was a guy... No.
A famous person.
Apparently no.
Let me...
Oh, here we go. Several violent or famous events occurred on the island. Try.
Okay, let's see.
Do it again for the island.
Do it. King Henry? Wait, what?
Oh, on a street.
Oh, you know what? It might have been before the Sainte-Chapelle was built.
Yeah, just search. How about on the island? Historical on the island.
I'm so glad that we're stopping everything to do this.
I mean, whatever. If you've made it this far,
we can say whatever we want.
I mean, I would like for you not to be left. The island itself, illicit. Yes, that's what
Dude, the Grand Master of the Knights Templar was burned alive there.
There you go.
You got the French Revolution executions. Henry was killed elsewhere. Yeah. And this could be me not giving you all the right information. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a famous person, but when you're just like standing on the aisle and you're like, dang, someone like stabbed me in the back
right here. A one-line summary. Nobody famous, but the island did burn the last leader of the Knights Templar alive.
I don't know if that was it. But even like in Switzerland, they have the Lion Monument in Lucerne.
Okay.
And it is a monument to so Switzerland, part of it was still very Catholic. The history is very complicated. It took me several museums to fully understand how it formed as a country.
Okay, tell me, because I don't know.
In
give me the rundown.
So the Habsburgs,
okay,
were in control of a lot of Switzerland.
The banking family.
No, a Catholic family who is still affiliated with the church.
So a banking family.
Maybe.
That's how history works.
I don't freaking know. I don't know.
Okay.
It's so complicated. And then around the time of the Lutheran Revolution,
okay, we're gonna derail this whole thing for this clean bit-ready joke that ChatGPT wrote. Everyone thinks something wild happened outside Sainte-Chapelle because it looks haunted. Nothing happened there. Paris was classy. They walked you a few blocks away before they burned the leader of the Knights Templar alive.
D.
I
give it a D.
Even medieval France was like, not in front of the stained glass. This is a wedding venue.
Okay, that's good.
Pretty good.
That's a good joke.
That's actually pretty good.
That's a good
that
joke.
Would work.
This is a wedding venue?
Like, no, you can't burn the leader of the Knights Templar here. This is a wedding venue. Don't you see the stained glass? Yeah. There's
honestly, ChatGPT, I hate that. I hate that
might
brought
work.
us joy.
God. Fuck.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so Switzerland as a country.
As a country, the
Catholic Church.
There was encouragement from the Protestant movement to sort of kick the Habsburgs out. That a lot of that started in Bern. Bern was like a Lutheran capital. There was a lot of religious warfare happening, and places like Lucerne basically stayed Catholic the whole time, but you start to have these different providences, I believe is the right term, come out. So they're all separated. And at some point, they decided to come together as a confederacy, which there was not racist. It was, they probably were. It was a long time ago, but not related to our confederacy. And I don't know exactly, I can't remember exactly what it was that started to tie them together. And there were a lot of different nationalities. There's French, Italian, German, and I believe a couple others that are more like who've been in Switzerland for a long time. They come together, and right around the time Napoleon starts to invade Europe, they decide they're going to become a country. Napoleon comes over, takes them over, steals the bears from Bern. I mean, just atrocities. They took the independence away from Switzerland. And then after that, Switzerland, this is where that armed neutrality comes from, wherever it is. They made an agreement with Europe where they're like, we want to keep our country. Handle the money. They wanted to make, they want to be their own country. And Europe said, okay, fine, you can be your own country. And it was under the agreement that in conflict, they stay neutral. But they can be armed. So Switzerland is considered, everyone there has to serve. Every man has to serve.
Compulsory service. So they're armed. They would fight if they had to, I think. Yeah, right.
No, seriously. In the museum, they claim they would have fought the Nazis.
No, I'm just fucking around. Have you met a West Virginian? They'll fight. Those fuckers will fight. So, again, this is me remembering what I read at the museum. It's very complicated. But because there's so many Catholics in Lucerne, and the economy was very, very, very bad in Switzerland for a long time. A lot of poverty. A lot of people were mercenaries. That's where you get the Swiss Guard. And they were in charge, and also the Catholic tie. So a lot of people from Lucerne would be serving as mercenaries for the Pope. And there was also the Pope in France. And King Henry was Catholic and Marie Antoinette. So they were the King's Guard. And when the French Revolution was going on, they stormed the place where Henry was. And it ended up being just a bloodbath where the guard was trying to protect the king. And then they started to shoot people who were trying to kill the king. And so then everyone got really mad and they're like, we need to kill every one of these Swiss guards.
But the Swiss guards, despite not being French, they stood their ground and they fought until the king sent a message, which is funny. Like a letter arrived to the Swiss guards and was like, "You guys can stop, stand down." And so it was like hundreds of these Swiss guards died, and they built a monument in Lucerne for them. So it was wild to kind of be in both places. Like we were in Versailles, where Marie Antoinette was caught, where you're near the place where King Henry was killed, and then you're in Switzerland. And there's that weird tie.
Whoa.
And genuinely, the lion monument, like, very evocative. Like, you can literally feel it was commissioned by guardsmen who survived. And you can, like, feel their grief in the lion. It's pretty wild. Yeah.
Well, you know why they survived?
Because they're cowards?
No, because they're Catholics.
So are the other guards.
Well, the Catholics, right? They're connected to the banking. The Catholic Church was the banking elite. It was the banking elite of the time. The Catholic Church during this time of the world. They helped make this happen.
No, because now it used to be Christians used to not be able to loan money, so they couldn't. That's why a lot of Jewish people.
That's why they became friends with Jews, because Jews can do that.
So it wasn't against their religion. So a lot of Jewish people became bankers because it was
mutually beneficial gains from exchange by having someone else handle the money, like Switzerland handles the money for Europe.
Right. And let's not get into some of the more ethnic things that then go into that. But
no, I mean
I
want to talk about the Catholics.
Yeah. So. I can't remember where in the Bible it is, but in the Bible it says that you shouldn't lend money to someone and expect it back. So for a long time Christians just weren't allowed to do it. Yep. And so I don't know if that's where that would have come from. I don't know when that changed.
Well, but so when I say banking, okay, well, yes, there's this connection to Jewish. The Catholic Church,
you're talking about
they
church
raped
states.
and pillaged the world to become extremely rich beyond measurable comprehension. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. Like, and they were
probably
connected.
Still less money than Jeff Bezos has today.
Bro, actually, in the Vatican vaults, there's more value than there is anywhere else on the planet. I think. I'm pretty positive.
I feel like if that's true, they would have tried really hard to raid those, though. Somebody.
I think they have, dude. I mean, the Vatican. Have you been to the Vatican?
No.
Okay,
I've been in Italy.
So the Vatican, it's like a city inside of Rome. It's its own like walled city. Its own thing. And you basically only get in with like a pass to tour or whatever. And yeah, it's like you can see the they barely let you see, but you can barely see the elements of security to the level of like, oh, this is like a Fed institution, or this is a bank, or like now, there's double walled glass clearly here. And
now this would have been built post the fall of the Roman Empire?
Look up the Vatican.
I did. The Vatican gives off we've been robbed.
Yeah, because like the Visigoths and stuff, when they sacked Rome and they had to pay them off, and I feel like.
So right now, underneath.
Why is it just telling jokes?
Say.
It's on a chat line because we've been talking about it.
Look, the Vatican got robbed so hard in 1527, they were like, okay, uniforms, spears, and a vibe. Why did they bring like queer culture into this joke?
It knows I'm bi. Damn it! The AI knows too much. No, for real though, that's the Vatican vaults. Like they have even just walking around the Vatican, you can see things with your eyes that you're like, oh, that's priceless. Like
sure,
priceless in terms of the value of the gold that's in the thing, or the where it's in history, or XYZ. Mm-hmm. That's what you see. And they have 5x, 10x, 50x that in their vault. Like
Google it.
There's CNN interviews. They've walked people through the Vatican vaults. Like it's not like some conspiracy theory here. This is like an open thing. Yeah, it's tough to fucking put a thumb on because it's invaluable.
Look, 10 billion, 15 billion. Yeah, that ain't nothing.
Priceless.
So I see. So if you factor in
it's the fourth one. The fourth one. Is what there's so many things throughout history that are held in the Vatican Vault because it's the most secure place for these miracles of human creation, let's call them, basically, right? They're extensions of God himself brought through the vehicle of man to humanity.
Especially religious people would see as extremely priceless.
Exactly. Yeah. And so they're kept there.
My favorite fun fact about wealth hoarding
Yes.
is someone did the math on how much gold Smog the Dragon was sitting on in The Hobbit.
Ooh.
And look it up. Somebody did the math on this. They'll pull it up. But it is a fraction of the wealth of the oligarchs in our country.
Oh, yeah.
Bezos,
Totally.
Musk,
But
Zuckerberg,
gold's gone up a lot, did they?
I mean, maybe they need to readjust their numbers. That's true. But they took, they
That's
used
crazy.
measurements from the movie to get an approximate volume of the space.
I love that.
And then use, how high the gold was up on the doors to figure out.
Okay, do that to that much tons of gold in today's price, which is $5,000 an ounce. Oh, it went down. Well, that's old.
Let's see.
See, that's why I would say tell it 5. It'd be easier.
With the gold
28 trillion.
Hey,
So
with gold going up, no. Wow, Smog is now the richest person.
Or the tech oligarchs that write the AIs designed the response
They knew
around.
about the Smog comparison.
So they redid the metrics to show it like it's so much more.
What was gold at 5 years ago?
Like 1,300.
No, way more, like 30.
Okay. Well, go 20 years ago. I mean,
I cannot bring myself to invest in gold.
just look up gold. Go to a new tab and just look up gold, and then you can pull up a price chart.
I cannot bring myself to buy gold because it just feels so doomsday
gold values.
prospectory.
If you okay, I'm telling you, Google
In the
There you
08
go.
crisis.
Okay, so go to 2000.
No way.
Yeah, bro. Yes, bro. Yes, way.
So now do that with Smog's amount.
yeah, so that is true. Because it's basically
it's gonna be half.
It's a magnitude. It's basically one whole magnitude different. So it's $2.8 trillion. I can do it in my head.
Okay. So but still, I don't think anyone
Roughly, that's
Musk is
rough.
almost a trillionaire. So
Almost.
So I was lied to. Here I was believing numbers on the internet because it
Memes.
piqued my Lord of the Rings
Memes.
fantasy.
I can have $1 to my name and be closer to a millionaire than Elon Musk.
That's a fun fact. If you didn't hear Chris, he said he could have $1 to his name and be closer to a millionaire than Elon Musk.
Oh, I've never been able to find this joke again. When I first started doing comedy, I would play Pandora Radio or whatever on repeat and just listen to bits, little 2-minute bits. And someone has a joke. I feel like maybe I found them again, where it was comparing if he found $5 in his pocket, what Bill Gates I think would have to find in his pocket for that to be equivalent. And it was insane.
Search joke about $5 in my pocket and Bill Gates $5. How much money in his pocket?
I don't know
we'll
who it was,
see.
but I love that bit and just it
it's
really
great.
puts into perspective.
I love social commentary through a funny observational box of presentation. Yeah, let's. That's the whole art form of stand-up, basically. No.
And this bit would be from a while ago too. I mean, it's probably 15 years old.
There you go. Gary Gulman. Here it is. Click on that link.
Of course it's Gary Gulman.
Of course.
If you have one of these...
No, we don't. Mute. We don't have one of those. We don't own a home. What do you think? We own things? We're trying to not be happy over here.
My wife and I are trying to buy a condo in the next 3 years. Lofty goals. This is it.
We're watching Gary Gulman on YouTube.
My weekend. My plans changed. But what a feeling. Oh my gosh. Like I said, my plans changed. No, not drastically. Not drastically. I still went to Chipotle Mexican Grill, which is my Friday night ritual.
You can tell when this was shot just by that joke. That's so funny.
On the shirt.
How it changed.
And that
Brought
too.
My best friend, paid for him. Baller.
Scroll ahead a little bit.
And to answer your follow-up, unprecedented. I never
Keep going.
let the walk to know what I was thinking, and we share a laugh. What kind of vibe am I giving off? Decide that $2 might be a deal breaker? Maybe. Let me check your balance because the Condiment Surcharge Disclosure Act of 2007.
Just the little blurbs coming through.
I found a 20. She told me it was $2.
This is all the setup for him to compare it, basically. He's setting it up, basically. He's doing...
Yeah, about how much $20 means to his life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gary Gulman. Worry about Gary Gulman.
Yeah.
I'm Gary Gulman.
That's Gary Gulman. You don't see him, but I'll try to maybe cut this in. Go back. Here it is. Turn it up.
Bill Gates will never have that feeling. The found 20, it means nothing to him. Nothing. A 20 is more annoying to Bill Gates than a nickel is to us. Exponentially more annoying. And
How did they not get a laugh?
To us, it is. I hate them. I hate them because they're quarter impersonators. They sit in your pocket and they do this. They do a great quarter. They're just like.
That's a great joke. That's a really great joke. That's funny.
Might be, in my opinion, the best joke writer of all time.
Nickel, you got me. You do a
Specifically for stand-up.
Yeah.
great quarter.
Interesting. That's funny.
Do you do Christopher Walken?
They put the nickel up.
Sorry for that one. But you don't have change for the meter.
What is this, Office Special nickel and dime? All right, I think we got it. Yeah, we got it.
So it goes into the Bill Gates stuff way more as he gets into, like, he really breaks down what Bill Gates would have to find in his pocket and what he would do with it. But a lot of people, I would say, obviously it's not total consensus, but if you polled comedians, a large portion of them would say Gary Gulman's state abbreviation joke is the best joke ever written.
Okay, pull it up.
Have you not seen this?
I mean, I'm so saturated. Can I get Gary Gulman's state appreciation joke?
His late night set state abbreviation joke.
Gary Gulman state abbreviation set.
And it should be a Tonight Show set. Yeah, there it is.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yes. This, I think, may be the best stand-up joke written ever.
Okay, fuck yeah. Let's. I'm
especially from an observational perspective.
I love it. On Conan weeknights.
Thanks very much. I just wanted to recommend a documentary to everyone, and then I'm gonna go. It's about the men and one woman who abbreviated all 50 states down to 2 letters. All these
I do know this joke. No, totally.
America, and they each
of course.
have a capital letter abbreviation. But that wasn't always the case. Up until, I want to say 1973, and so I will. Up until 1973, every state had its own length of abbreviation, and it was chaos. Like Massachusetts was MASS period. Florida was FLA. Utah was Utah. They just dropped the H. Not much of an abbreviation. But then the post office said, no, every state has to have a 2 capital letter abbreviation. And so they convened a crack squad of abbreviators. They assembled a ragtag outfit of rogues, misfits, and ne'er-do-wells. How often do well?
We're just like, how do you
find the funny in that?
Play.
No. That's why I love this style. That's what I try to emulate is this thing.
Yeah.
Finding that little like side fucking
where you say, like, I'm sure he said ne'er-do-wells one day, and then he's like, let me write a joke about the phrase ne'er-do-wells. That's in there now. Like
2 letters. Now I read this description to the documentary, and much like you, thought to myself, how are they going to make a 98-minute documentary about a task that couldn't have taken more than 6 minutes to complete? boy, was I wrong. It was an adventure. Ups and downs, ins and outs, friends became enemies, enemies became friends. They started off, they thought it was going to be easy because Alabama lulled them into a false sense of security. They said, Alabama, AL, holy crap, this is easy. We're going to finish before they stop serving breakfast in the hotel restaurant. And the boss said, guys, if we finish before they stop serving breakfast, breakfast is on me. And then one guy said, oh, I hope they have an omelet station. Just for context, the omelet station had just been invented, and it was sweeping the nation. And this other guy said, you know what, I'm not comfortable with the omelet station because I feel like the omelet chef resents you. Like, he didn't want want to be the omelet chef. Nobody dreams of being an omelet chef.
So pause it.
Chef.
So it's like, okay, so he's got this omelet bit in his unlimited Rolodex of amazing joke writing over his career of doing stand-up, and he's like, oh, where's this gonna fit? Oh, boom, perfectly right here, perfectly.
And there's like the very, I'll use the phrase hack. That may be a little harsh, but so many comics do it where they're like, let's imagine how these people came up with this idea, or let's go to the boardroom that pitched that idea, and they're like doing the boardroom pitch scenario.
Sure.
Very common, like especially newer comics, I think their brains go there right away because as they're thinking about this stuff, and he's essentially doing that.
It's the
but
thought
to
experiment.
perfection.
Yeah, thought experiment. But is it specifically the boardroom or?
I would say like boardroom committee, like. How did they come up with that?
Got it.
Let's go to the room where they came up with it.
Got it. Yeah. But yes, he does it in such a masterful way.
Now instead of giving the orders, he's taking the orders from your stupid wife and your ugly kids. And I think one day he's gonna snap, and I don't want to be there when it happens. And they were like, well, why don't you just get eggs Benedict? And he said, I don't like holiday sauce. And I said, did you just say holiday sauce? Yeah, why? Because it's hollandaise you want? And then the boss said, guys, I hate to be a nudge, but could we get back to abbreviating the states? We still have 49 left. And apologies were made, and understanding was reached, and they got back to abbreviating. They said, what's next? They said, Alaska. Everybody cool with AL? But somebody caught it. One man sheepishly raised his hand and said, sir, I think we might have used that one before. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure. Well, let's check the minutes.
The hyperspecificity. The hyperspecificity that makes this joke work. Dottie, let's check the notes.
It's you are. If you're gonna bring them into the boardroom, they better really be in the boardroom.
We are in a hotel breakfast place right now, for sure.
Dottie was the wisecracking secretary. Every 1970s office had a wisecracking secretary. This one's name was Dottie. And Dottie was a pistol. You would love. She was a real hot ticket. Dottie, listen to what Dottie said. They said, Dottie, read the minutes. She said, how Dottie is it? This is so Dottie. And she goes, you mean the minute?
What I want to know if this documentary exists and how much this is actually like it. Because he says, I want to tell you about a documentary about the naming of the states. And so this is where it maybe pulls away from sort of that like imagined boardroom. He may actually be describing
this might be just what happened
in the documentary.
Yeah.
But
he does it so masterfully.
We don't know. Like he could just be making all of this up and you're like, wow, this happened. And like you just, it's so good.
Dottie, what are we going to do with you? Spank my ass and make me a martini? Dottie, you're incorrigible. Now read the minutes back to us, you Randy Minx.
Like all these old words he's getting in? All these old words he fits in is awesome.
And the way that his vocabulary when he does stand up, how he can make most audiences can't handle the word incorrigible. And he uses words like that constantly that possibly half his audience does not fully know what it means. And it doesn't matter because he uses it to add to the bit. Like,
so good.
Days, you moron. Et tu, Dottie. How do you know Shakespeare? You don't know hollandaise. That's a paradox. Alaska AL, Alabama AL. We did use that one before, boss. And the boss said, guys, not a big deal. We'll come back to it. It's not going to happen again. Certainly not going to happen 27 more times. Foreshadowing. So what's next? Arizona, AI. There we go. We're back on track. Next, Arkansas. Shit. No, we'll come back to it. It's not going to happen again. What's next? California, CA. There we go. Next, Colorado, CO, Momentum, Connecticut. We are screwed. Somebody needs a drink. No, Dottie. Now, you vulgar lush.
Vulgar lush.
By the time they got to Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, followed by Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, and Missouri, shots were fired. They were at each other's throats. They did what any savvy business would do. They hired a consultant. They brought in a contractor. I'm sorry, not a contractor, a contractor.
That line right there is amazing.
So good.
I've seen this bit and I didn't see it coming still. And consultant contract. Oh my god.
So good.
So good.
The man who made words smaller by combining them or apostrophizing them. And this guy was the best. He was a legend within that world. Like, you wouldn't know his name, but you know his work. Like, he wrote such timeless classics as O'Clock. Years ago, people would say it's 9 of the clock. It's 10 of the clock. This visionary said we don't need the. You can do that with a sky comma.
It's like third applause, Brittany.
Yeah, in
He also wrote
5 minutes.
Could have, should have, the Holy Trinity of Regret. He wrote the very, very innovative Weed of. He looked at We Would Have and said, I can do that in half the letters. Controversy. He also wrote the most controversial contraction of all time. He wrote Won't. People said, how are you going to abbreviate will not use a single L? He said, watch me. Are you saying I won't be able to do it? I just did.
Dude, masterclass, dude. I'm glad we could wrap up on something positive like that, man.
Yeah.
What a hang. Thank you for coming on and talking to me about you and sharing some of what makes you excited. And like, I can absolutely just see, like, I'm not just saying this, please don't just like, I'm not slobbing you off here, but like, dude, it's clear. It's clear to me that you're like on the path to that with your stuff.
Well,
having
thanks, dude.
watching you do your work, you're on your path to that, bro.
That's an insane compliment. Thank you. That's an unhinged compliment.
It is, but that's fine. I'm unhinged.
That isn't a level of Dottie. That's like
Dottie.
incorrigible, sir.
Dude, I'm a vixen. What can I say? Before we get you out of here, have you heard of this country called England before? We talked about it a little bit, I think, maybe.
Yes, I've been to London. Now, is England the country?
Whatever.
What is the United Kingdom? Is it a collection?
I have so much lack of respect for it that I do it like this all the time. Whatever.
Chris is over here, fellas. It's the Commonwealth.
Those losers. They do this thing over there called knighting. You've heard of this?
Yes.
Sir Elton John and whatnot.
Yeah.
Here at Top Shelf Studios, here at Intolerable, after a long-form conversation, I am doing the hiding. Because all my life, people have been like,
Hey, how's the weather out there?
Mm-hmm.
You must play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a couple inches?
Mm-hmm.
things like this.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've had prefrontal lobe for the last 2 years.
Are they all women, by the way, or is that just...
Oh, come on. Give me a pass, would you?
I can't believe men are asking you for
First
a couple
of all,
inches. No way.
The first dude's a small Italian man, and you know that. Let's be very clear.
You may not be able to tell by looking at me. I have deep Italian heritage. The Palangeris on my father's side would be horrendously offended.
No, they know. They're like, that's a great impression.
Little Mickey.
Hey, we're Sicilian too, all right?
Anyway, they do this thing over there called knighting. I do the hiding because I am so tall. I've got this prefrontal lobe. I've realized. I'm waking up in a meat suit. I just drive a vehicle. And like, you know, like I look at, you know, you get me on this? Like,
yes. No, I understand. Saying what you're saying.
The prefrontal lobe came in and it finally clicked. I was like, wow, like every day just cognitively thrown in this little meat suit. I look out in the world and I'm like, wow, we're judging each other on the size and color and national origin and shape of our meat suits almost more than anything else. And it's very silly to me. Yeah,
when we die and we inherit our celestial beings, everyone who's taken their physical appearance to inform their personality is going to be very lost in the afterlife.
That's true. Go with Christ. Point being, how tall do you stand physically?
I believe subjectively at 6'2".
Okay, well, I'm going to be giving you your heart height, your spiritual stature, as it were.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. You say 6'2"? 6'2"? It's not 6'7"? Okay, well.
That's for the Gen Alpha out there in the audience.
Yeah, they didn't make it to the end. They don't have the attention span.
That's right, yeah.
All right, Sam
We'll have to
Ellefson.
clip it up for them.
I heart height thee 7 foot.
7 foot? Somebody call the Wolves, baby. You got a new power forward.
Sorry to burden you. A heart like that will require procedure. You're going to have to step in and be a person of compassion in this world, and that will be tough. But I feel very grateful that you shared a bit of yourself here with us in our humble little garage show today. A very cold episode.
I'm very happy to be here. You made me feel at home in the cold, and the wings were delicious. If you're still listening and you haven't pulled up Bones of Steel yet,
I was going to say, where can the people follow you, find you? Watch your special Bones of Steel.
Yeah, check out Bones of Steel. Leave a comment. If you want to help me, leave a comment. Of course, like and subscribe, whatever, but leave a comment. I'm on Instagram at Sam Ellefson. You can just look at my name on Facebook and I should pop up. I'm trying to post at least a clip a week. So, per the advice, as we mentioned earlier, of Ray Lau. So, check it out.
Please do. He's on his way to Gary Gulman, and I say that with my full fucking chest. As someone that watches comedy every day of their life. Folks, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Go watch the Patreon. It's pretty epic. And you can support us, help us keep getting awesome smoke meat into the mouths of future guests. And as always, fuck off and be well.
He doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. Thank you, everybody.